What's up, guys? So, I've got a new video to make, and I got to tell you something very crazy. The revelations are coming true. Just, do you know what I'm talking about? The coronavirus, man. So, I'm going to tell you how. I used to always think that we were past the four horsemen and that we're waiting for the fifth seal. But actually, we are just coming to the fourth seal. The fourth seal is the fourth horseman. Let me explain to you. So, I'm going to explain to you. I'm going to read to you. The next thing I saw was this. When the Lamb had opened one of the seven seals, I heard one of the four living creatures say in a voice like thunder, "Come!" And as I watched, there was a white horse. Its rider was holding a bow. He was given a crown, and he went off winning victories and to win more of them. So the white horseman, to me, is the white man. The white man, they rule the world. They conquer the world. That is the white horseman. See? So they conquered the world. Now, when the Lamb opened the second seal, I heard the second living creature say, "Come," and another horse went out, and fiery red this time. Its rider was given permission to take peace away from the earth, so that people would kill one another. He was given a great sword. So the second horse is the World Wars. World War One, the Civil War, World War, the Spanish Wars, all of the wars, the Cold War, the Vietnam War, war with the World War Two, and the Cold War. There was communism, terrorism, and the Middle East and stuff like that. All of those wars are basically taking peace away from the earth, so that all of the nations are kind of like divided and fighting. There was a video at one point in the Middle East where there seemed to be a red horse in a video. I think that was very prophetic. And you see the horse, and people say that it's a glitch, but it looks so crazy. I feel that this is the horseman that they're talking about, and it's so weird that that was in the video. Who knows? Anyways, so that's the peace that's been taken away from the earth. Now, when that Lamb opened the third seal, I heard the third living creature say, "Come." As I watched, there was a black horse. Its rider held a pair of scales in his hand, and I heard something like a voice coming from the midst of the four living creatures, a quart of wheat for a denarius, said the voice, and 3 quarts of barley for a denarius, which that means for money, for a penny. But don't ruin the oil and the wine. So this has to do with the economic collapse that, to me, happened in 2008. But it also happened in 1920. I know that that's right before 2000, and I know that's before the World War II. But the economic collapse that happened in 2008, it sent the world in spiral down. And basically, like for example, Greece was damaged. Right now, France is damaged. Right now, you see bums in the street, a lot of bums. You see a lot of unaffordable housing, unaffordable health care. A lot of people don't care about that. Like the righties, the people that are in the how you say that? Republicans, they don't seem to care about the fact and understand the fact that people are like not having health care, and they have health issues, and jobs are not providing health how you call that, health insurance. The jobs like in cities are not providing health insurance. That's why the country is very divided. So you have basically two horsemen running around at the same time, which is one that's making people at war with each other, and then you have the dark horse that's destroying the economy. So that's the fourth horseman. Now, that's the third horseman. The fourth horseman right now is now hear this one. When the Lamb opened the fourth seal, I heard the voice of the fourth living creature say, "Come." As I looked, there was a pale horse, and its rider name was Death. Hades followed along behind him. Hades followed along behind him. they were given authority over a quarter of the earth to kill to kill with the sword and with famine and with death and by means of earth's wild animals. What I think it means by earth's wild animals, I feel like they're not literally talking about earth's wild animals, because come on, there's not enough animals out there. I think that they're talking about things like wildfires, things like tornadoes, things like global warming and hurricanes, things like earthquakes. I feel that that's what they're kind of like talking about, like these mini earthquakes, these mini things. And so basically, the natural disasters of the world are coming, and there's also famine and plagues such as the coronavirus and SARS, swine flu, and things such like that are basically the pale horse. Um, so yeah, they kill, and it says to kill with the sword. That also has to do with, for example, what's happening in the Middle East, like with Syria and with Guatemala and with Venezuela. So there's a lot of like civil unrest, and people are dying, not necessarily by the sword, but by war, by people, for example, going against people. Like for example, like what we have in United States, we have right now division. We have a lot of division. Nobody seems to understand that we're not really a united country. We're divided because there's so many people against each other. There's the left against the right. In Venezuela is similar, is a similar situation. In France you have a similar situation. So all around the world you have the same thing, like North Korea, South Korea, China. People were revolting before this thing started to break out, and then soon after you have famine. In Syria and over there they're bombing, and then people are poor. They have a bunch of refugees, so it leads to famine. So basically, the war and the fact that people are fighting and against each other leads basically to those plagues and things like that. So basically, it's like the black horseman eventually led to the pale horseman. So yes, now that's all I gotta say about that. The fifth horseman, the fifth seal, is basically people waiting and waiting for God. And the sixth seal is when a big, great earthquake happens. Now, I thought that the pale horseman was already happening and we're in the process of it. And so we're also in the process of the the fifth seal, which is the waiting of God and stuff like that. And the reason why I felt we were that we were already in those famines and in those things was because I saw the plagues happening on the earth, and I know that we already had poor people starving and stuff like that. So I felt like, yeah, it's processing, but at the same time it's processing, we're also waiting for God. So at the end of the day, we're basically waiting for the sixth seal, which is the great earthquake. So past, present, and future, is all here, and we're experiencing all of these things at the same time in some way. But you see how the way things are heading. And so, yeah, that's it. Wildfires destroying the earth, etc., etc. That's it. I'm going to let you go. Bye. The coronavirus. Remember that. The plague. They're going to get bust? I don't know. Plagues have been happening a long time. So, whatever. Okay, bye.